But yeah, look, week off, how have the guys responded to training?
Yeah, look, I think that it's good. They feel fresh. I'd hope they feel fresh. You know, we had 4 days off. I think it was important to let them get away. And I think it should be positive. You know, they have a bit of a break. But training was pretty good Tuesday night, and I'm expecting a good session tonight before we obviously meet Geelong on Thursday.
Yeah, look, Geelong's a decent side. How do you guys stack up against them?
Look, they're pretty talented. They've been together a long time. They play well together. Pretty big team, and obviously better, I think, on their home court. So we're going to be in for a pretty tough game. We know that, and you know, they've been in the top 4 a number of years. So you know, we're trying to stay in that top 4, and you know, a win away again is going to be really, really helpful in that regard.
How do they like to play? Are they a bit of a similar style, or?
Yeah, they're a bit of a mixed bag. They'll run if you let them. If we don't get back on defence, they'll take advantage of it. But they're more of an interior team in respect to they've got some pretty big guys, so they're going to try and put the ball inside. But they've got some guards that will come off and, you know, put up a lot of threes as well. So they're pretty versatile. We're going to have to be on our game, obviously, to stop on defensive transition, and we have got to have a reasonable plan to shut them down in the half court.
Yep. I suppose just plan-wise, will you guys just continue to sort of do what you've been doing, or will you go in with a sort of a certain focus on this particular game, or?
Yeah, look, we're trying to get some consistency with how we play, and I think we've got that. Our record says that, but the moment we don't have that, obviously any team can take advantage of you. So we're trying to develop a game plan defensively where we don't allow teams to get transition baskets, put it in a half-court game, and then obviously we're trying to restrict them. You know, focus on their strengths and try and take them away from them. So, you know, it sounds like it's a simple plan, but you know, we've got to try and execute it. So, you know, we make adjustments depending on who we play, but there is some consistency with how we play. Because if you go and have to change things completely, that's when you've got problems, and the guys, you know, are paralysed mentally if you have to make drastic changes to how you play. So there's consistency, but adjustments depending on who we play.
And just lastly, is it a bit of a rivalry game with Geelong just down the road and everything?
Yeah, there always is. You know, Geelong, Bendigo, and Albury-Wodonga. It's like who's the best team in country. But right now, you know, they're just third on the ladder, so they're not far away, and they're improving as we are. So I'm probably more concerned about just getting the win, really, rather than about the rivalries, and focus on how we play.
Might be a potential preview for the finals.
Possibly could be. You know, they're very good at home, and I think most of the games they've lost on the road. So we know we're going to be in for a tough game, but we're the best road team in the league right now. So, you know, we aren't intimidated going into anyone's gym.
Perfect.
So Brendan, a couple of struggles with the bench, but in the past few games. But how's the list looking for this week?
Yeah, look, in regard to the bench, it was just one game, and again, they were fantastic, you know. But what I'm challenging them is to be consistent, and we're trying to develop our depth. So the bigger picture is, if we can have 10 players that we can trust and rely on, obviously we're going to be pretty tough come finals time. We're not there yet, so I'm demanding like most coaches, and I don't want us to fall into a comfort zone in respect to if we have a couple of good games. I want us to challenge ourselves consistently throughout, and whether you're a starter or a player coming off the bench, it's about, you know, demanding that consistency, because then we can trust each other that when we get in the bigger games, well, we've been consistent and we can feel confident about ourselves. So we don't want to get too high, we don't want to get too low, but I'm pretty happy with the contributions that we've made on a fairly consistent basis, but I guess I'm demanding it for every game if we can. So that's what coaches do.
Sure. And last week we spoke about reassessing the goals for the second half, but now you've obviously introduced Matthew Nunn into the staff. Can you tell us a little bit about what role he might play in the second half?
Yeah, pretty important role. I just feel that, you know, we haven't had our other assistant coach on a consistent basis, and it's pretty tough for the coaches because everybody works, and I just feel that I need another person with me on the bench, and I've coached Matt. It's a long time ago, and but also I've worked with him in respect to when I was at Sandringham, so I was sort of mentoring him in regard to his coaching, and he ended up winning the under-18 championship, state championships, which was an unbelievable effort. and we went away together for about 11 games in the USA and with an under 18-20 team. So he's got a good feel for what I'm about as a person. I've got a good feel for him, and you know, he's got a great feel for the game. So when he's sitting beside me, he's going to make some great suggestions, and you know, it's another person that I think is going to add value to our coaching staff and add value to our team, because it's not, you know, we're asking the players to improve. I want us to improve as a coaching staff. So, you know, I think bringing Matt in is going to help us improve, you know, so that we can get to where we want to be at the end of the year.
Sure. And obviously, Dimmer gave you a few tips going into the game with Geelong, but had a bit of an unfortunate result. Are you guys changing tactics now?
Yeah, look, no, not really. Again, if you look at Richmond, the Tigers, they've got a lot of injuries, and you know, they're still trying to get back to playing the way they are, but they're in a similar boat. They're still, I would write them off. They're 7-5 with the injuries they had. They've had a great season. Once they get those guys back, they're going to be really, really tough.
Sure. And just finally on Rush, obviously they had picked up to have a good win on the road last week. Going into a top of the ladder Geelong this week, how do you think they're looking?
They should be feeling really confident, the girls. I mean, 5 or 6 of their last games and won that game in overtime. They should be going all out, and I'd say they'd be feeling good about ourselves and themselves. I feel like I'm a part of it, but because I work the girls out, but feeling really good about themselves, because if I'm them, and I've got no doubt they can't wait to get hold of Geelong and take a big scalp. I think this is, you know, the timing's right in the next couple of weeks for them. They're ready, and they've been working together, getting better, and now everybody's healthy and fit as well, and they're playing a good style of play. So they're going to take it right up to Geelong, and close enough, maybe good enough to beat them on the night.
So obviously a bit of a slow start against Frankston. What will you guys be doing differently heading into the game with Geelong?
You know, we look back at the Frankston game, watched a lot of film on it. We played well, we watched it, we got a lot of open shots that we usually knock down, and you know, sometimes in basketball you don't make shots, but you know, your defense has to always be consistent, and it wasn't that Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was, and we struggled. So we watched film, and we're pretty you know, pleased, because we know where we messed up and we can fix all those things.
Sure, and obviously you were one of the really star players, I guess, in those matches. I'm just wondering how you feel your form is looking.
You know, I've been a little disappointed the first half of the season because I was a little injured, and then I had the flu actually the last few games. So, you know, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm a little more pleased with how I'm playing. So just trying to get healthy. You know, a lot of us are a little injured, so, you know, it's not an excuse. So I've got to pick it up, and I think I'm starting to pick up my form a little bit.
Brendan mentioned that they're a pretty big team. Geelong, you'll probably get the assignment of banging down low and whatnot. Are you looking forward to doing that?
Yeah, I'm excited. They got a couple guys who are pretty good. So they got, you know, one big man who's really good at rebounding the ball and pushing the pace for them, and then they've got one who's just ultra aggressive. So, you know, practicing against each other every week. You know, we're prepared for it. You know, no one's as big as Deng, so you know, we'll be ready for it. We'll be excited to play against them, but they're going to be a tough matchup for us.
Do you think you can sort of take them out on the perimeter and maybe drive on them a little bit?
Yeah, so we'll use our mobility. You know, they're probably I would say the second most athletic team that we're going to play against. So they'll match up pretty well with us, but, you know, we're pretty hard to guard because all around the board we're all pretty good, so we'll be excited.
Just on the back of Claudia's question, you've been a bit of a quiet achiever this season. We haven't sort of spoken to you too much. You're really enjoying your time with the Miners and your role here and stuff?
Yeah, I'm loving it. You know, we all have our roles on the team, and you know, Joyce probably says it a lot, but we can all step up 1 through 12, how many are on the team. I mean, we saw it over against Ringwood, our bench stepped up, so, you know, we're all going to, you know, have good games, have a couple ones where it looks bad, but, you know, we did our jobs that we know is our role, so, you know, we're all happy, you can't not be happy, we're winning. So we're in a good spot right now.
Is that a bit of a confidence booster heading into this top side?
Absolutely. You know, I think it's always great when you win those tough games that come down to the wire, and you know, you're making great decisions with your teammates and you start to believe in each other. And I think just even after the break, you know, we're really refreshed. We've had a great week of training, and it's fun to play a top team because most people aren't going to expect you to do anything great, and we just believe in each other and we're going to go after it.
Do you feel like training has had a higher intensity in the last couple of weeks?
Absolutely, because you don't ever want to get content, you know, even though you start to win some games, but there's always things to work on and improve, and And so I would say trainings have actually been better quality and even more competitive, and working a lot on, as well as like end of the game situations, how do we finish games, and the intensity has stepped up definitely.
Sure. And how obviously home crowds very welcoming, but how do you guys manage dealing with away crowds, especially considering you're playing in Geelong on this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we love playing at home. Just the support and the fans we have here are the best, you know, in the whole league. So we love being at home, but at the same time, when you're away, I think there's less distractions. You're kind of like, you know, you only have each other. You don't have, you know, the crowd kind of helping you along the way. And so that kind of underdog feeling, and, you know, it allows you to kind of step up as a team as well. So we've been pretty good on the road.
And have you guys done much scouting on Geelong? How do they like to play?
Yeah, so Geelong, they play up-tempo. They're one of the quickest teams in the league with their transition game, so that's when their guards just fly out and go. But when they don't have scoring opportunities within the first 10 seconds, I would say they really try to play a half-court game and go through their post players, because their top 3 scorers are all pretty much their inside players, and pretty patient getting them looks, and they're great at finishing and working well together.
And how can you guys sort of counter that?
Yeah, I think we match up pretty well against them, actually, you know, because with me and Lucy and Claire, the 3 of us, we've got the height and the size, and it's just about staying out of foul trouble and knowing, you know, how the post, their high-low game, and how we can counter that and also help each other with it. So I think the biggest key is to play strong and play smart, but also not get in foul trouble.
And just onto that Frankston win as well. When you won that game, and that was coming off a pretty heartbreaking loss on a back-to-back on the road, did that just give you guys sort of a world of confidence?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you playing at home in front of your home crowd, and you know, it was so disappointing because we were up pretty much the whole game, and it was just that some bad decisions at the end of the game that cost us that loss. But I would say, you know, going to Frankston and then starting the game the way we did, coming back from that, overcoming it, and seeing every single person on our team, especially the bench, step up, I would say it just gives us confidence. You know, if someone's having an off game, you know, that we have each other, and any night someone's ready, you know, and so that's the beauty of teamwork, and we're feeling good.
Confident for Saturday?
Yeah, we're excited to play again. I mean, it was nice having a weekend off, but I missed the games, and I think everyone's ready to just get after it and surprise some people and finish the second half of the season strong.